Tokon has been out for a better part of a month now, so the question is, what have the top players decided is the meta? I want to look at the best players tier list, being the FGC GOAT Sonicfox, as they decided to post their tier list. Got a lot of discussions going on the timeline. And for good reason. There were a lot of interesting placements and a lot of people were agreeing on in terms of discussions. Key characters being Green Goblin, Dr. Doom, and I even think a little bit of Penny Parker. Very odd that the CEO winner who played Green Goblin doesn't consider him a god among the rest of the roster, considers him a demigod despite the strengths that allowed for a win. I want to break down the possible thoughts why Sonicfox wants to maybe put these characters in the lower tier and kind of give my thoughts on it. My thoughts are that of a spectator and commentator and someone playing champion, so my viewpoint will be heavily skewed as someone that's not in the ring getting top 8s. I mean, I've gotten one, but you know, that's about it. Let's go everything that everyone agrees with. For the most part, God tier makes sense. Looking at God tier, every one of these characters makes sense. These are the horsemen, right? These guys do bits. They either have key assists that are fantastic, or they can play the aggression game to an absurd degree. This makes sense. The only one that doesn't is Doom, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Storm being considered the best character in this game isn't really a difficult thought to have. I can see why you'd come to this conclusion. Storm is a character kind of has everything you'd want to play with: anti-zoning, zoning herself, key projectiles, good get-ins, decent mixes, high-low staggers. She seems good across the board, and a lot of her assists are also fantastic. She's a character where I look at and go like, there's nothing but strengths, and then there's the resource that's very strong, allowing her to change the way movement works. If it's low, you just tag out, right? She's kind of a fake resource character because we're playing a tag fighter. Demigod makes sense to me. Everyone here makes sense. Of course, there's one being Green Goblin, but we'll get into that. And Ghost Rider, I think, could be as strong as the characters above him. I think he's really good. I'm not even gonna lie, he's kind of got everything you want. Good pokes, good mix-ups, he can play a zoning game, he can play a get-in game, he's really nasty and he's a two-touch character. I think the only downside he has is his assist. There's nothing there that I'd go like, yeah, I need that as an assist. I think that might be why he's a little bit lower, but I see it. S tier sort of makes sense for the most part. The only one I'd probably put a little lower might be Wolverine, and that's just due to the fact that Wolverine is high damaging and he has good options to get you in neutral. Besides that, he's a neutral struggler. He doesn't really play neutral well. You need to use your assist to get in. That and his Rika can be OS to hell. So I'm like, is he though? I don't see the vision. I really don't. I don't think Wolverine is as good as some of these characters in S tier. Maybe an A tier character for me. And a huge shocker from my end is definitely Penny Parker in B tier. This is an odd one because I feel like Penny kind of has everything you want. A mixture of really good assists. She's a character of good staggering offense with left-right setups using the wall clang. In my opinion, I think Penny Parker's a lot stronger than B tier, at least S tier. Hell, we saw it with Chaos actually doing insanely well getting to the top 8 of CEO, showing that Penny Parker is a hell of a strong character. I think she can struggle in some matchups, and that is why we're not pushing her up as high as I think she should be. But like, she's still good. She's still a very good character. I don't know, maybe Sonicfox doesn't see the vision, but like, whatever. It's their tier list as what it is. This is my viewpoint on it. The tier list makes sense for the most part. Looking at this, you could debate everything that I talked about. You can look at that and everything that I just mentioned and go like, it's up for debate, and a lot of these placements make sense. But there are 3 characters that I want to talk about that I don't think make a whole lot of sense. I kind of went into Penny Parker, so she's going to be ignored. But is without a doubt Doom, Green Goblin, and my personal pick, because I don't think he's as bad as everyone thinks, Champion. I know what you're thinking, I'm gonna get straight into Champion. This character's doo-doo stinky balls. He's not good whatsoever, and I'm all like, hold up, let me cook. Champion as a point character is bad. There's no arguing that. You don't want to play him on point. However, there's a lot of ways to play Champion that actually makes him very strong. One is using him as an assault assist. Sure, you can't tag into him, that's the bad part, but his assists actually make up for the fact that you can't tag into him. Projectile assist given an easy combo, that's step number 1, and it tanks projectiles, so you know what, get off me, I'm gonna shoot you. Assault assist is an elbow drop that's uber plus on block. It's not an overhead, but being plus and armored mean you can't interrupt him, meaning he has some of the best assists, it's just you can't tag into him. That's it. That's the only negative. You can't tag into it. But besides that, if these were on different characters, people would be using these assists all the time. And the best way to play champion is the way that Alex plays champion. He's on the leaderboards killing it, where he plays him on anchor, and if he starts losing, he plays for the Tokon assemble, and then plays champion for the rest of it. Because champion, when he's actually got his status, is one of the stronger characters in the game. And I'll stand by that. Having one of the best anti-airs in the game, having insane command grab offense, and the damage just being absurdly high. I think champion when he's an install is a top 3 pick. But that's just me. That is just my viewpoint. I don't think champion is as ass as everybody makes him out to be. I think there's a lot more to experiment with. But the shocker is Green Goblin. Green Goblin, without a doubt, is a very strong character. And not putting him among God tier, putting him in demigod tier, is an insane pick from Sonicfox. Despite the fact they won a tournament with Green Goblin and Spider-Man. This is an insane thing to say after winning. It's like, nah, he's not that good. Crazy. He can hold down neutral with the rangs and the bombs, so you've got neutral presence. Your offense is really good with the board, setting up high-lows that are insanely reactable and left-rights, basically looking like Leo Whitefang. And your assists are insanely strong. The assault assist being a vortex to pull you out the corner, or the shooter assist to hold down neutral. Like, there's not a bad avenue about playing Green Goblin. The only thing I think you may not want to play Green Goblin for is the defense. He's not really good at defending with mash shouts. He kind of has to rely on the universal mechanics like most of the characters, to be fair, but like that's the only thing I can think of. Getting Salp is an issue. That is true. Getting Salp can be a bit of an issue in this character, so maybe it's those things, but I don't know. I don't see why he's so low compared to the other characters. I really don't. Green Goblin also struggles in some neutral matchups. If the character just has better fireballs or tools, he kind of loses for the most part. But heading to the next character, Dr. Doom, and this is a controversial one because even though I agree with Sonicfox, a lot of people disagree, saying Doom is not on the level of some of these other characters. And I have to say, Sonicfox is right. I think having access to full screen zoning with pickups, might I add, and then mix that with some insane counter zoning like the wall, the Aegis reflectors not only being a combo tool but a denying tool at the same time. And not only that, having a dash through left right, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the craziest zoners I've ever seen be designed, because he could just choose not to be a zoner and then left right you to death. Like that's Slayer mix. Why is the zoner doing Slayer mix? That's messed up. I don't know where Doom is in my mind. I think he's probably about the god tier. He's very strong, and it might be down to his assist. That might be the one weakness that might not have him in the god tier, because his assault assist, despite being the laser, is really slow, so setting up is a bit difficult. His vertical assist is insane. His horizontal assist is also really good, but besides that, it's like the assault, a bit of an issue. I don't know, I agree with Sonic. I think Sonic's cooking about Doom. Doom's really strong. We get to the end and we look at the Sonicfox tier list and we kind of agree with most of it. I just think Champion is not as ass as everybody thinks he is, and we need to experiment a bit more. Penny Parker could be bumped up a bit. Doom could be maybe brought down a teeny bit, but still in God, and Green Goblin should be in God. It's that. This is a video about a tier list. Who gives a damn, right? Like, who cares? I'm just yapping. I'm gonna say shit. I can do that. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, hype, and sub. And let's try to get over 100 likes. I'll post some turtle pictures as always. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. But be sure to tell me what you think about the tier list. I want to hear for sure. And I'll catch yous. See ya.